Hi all. I'm continuing the assembly process of engine 1 and 2 by trying to learn on another engine that I acquired. This engine is a newer DA-150 drone engine that I gather was shot down. The heads were heavily damaged. I can't be used for anything other than my trials of trying to put together an engine. So far I've encountered issues relative to the time I'm taking to do the assembly, and the components cool too fast. Also, the Loctite sets too fast when heated. So what I'm going to do right now is just do a quick analysis of this engine block. The bearings are very, very tight. It could be that there is a compression on the intermediate or bottom bearing, or potentially it could have been damaged during the crash. The top hub and the prop shaft are both bent. This has got about a 8,000 or 9,000 wobble. I can't do it very well because it is kind of sticking. But you can probably see that that there is a wobble in the bearing. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take this engine and place it in an oven and see if the growth of the engine block will relieve the stress off of the bearings. And I believe that that will be the case, because I think this is very tight. And I don't know whether this is due from, again, the crash, or if it was put together this way. But this will help me understand how I should put my engine together. So if you can see here, this particular engine has got a gasket. The gasket looks like this. The gasket looks like this. It's about 15 to 17 thousandths in thickness. And most likely what I think is happening is that this distance is probably a few thousandths greater than the thickness of the gasket. And when we're tightening up these bolts to bring the case together, what's happening is that we're compressing on the bearing races. Now, this should probably alleviate itself once the engine gets to 130, 140, because the engine block grows by about 10 to 12 thousandths when heated. That pressure should be alleviated. So I don't know what the effect, if this is bad or good, or what the issues are with this, but this is just something that I've noticed that I wanted to show you. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to heat up this engine block completely to around 130, 140 or so, and then I want to find out if the bearings free up. You know, right now this is very, very tight. So in any case, after it's heated up, we'll continue the video. Okay, here we go. We're back. I got one of these temperature inexpensive temperature readouts, and it looks like we're around 150 degrees F, which is reasonable for what the inside of the engine block would get to. So now we're going to see if there's been any reduction Yeah, and it is pretty free. The stress has been relieved off of the, and if you can see, there's quite a bit of wobble. Gloves are getting in the way. So this is turning real easy, and it seems as though the expansion of the case took the stress off of the bearings. Now, I don't know if this is what the effect of this should be on my assembling the engines. But in any case, now I'll be ready to start measurement and then taking apart the engine block. The other thing that I want to do is I want to measure the height of the bearing. See the bearing, how deep is this bearing in? What I'm trying to find out is, was the bearing put in first, or was it attached to the shaft and then pressed in? So basically, I put the shaft, the bearing into the bottom case, and on my first go around, what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the crankshaft into the bottom. Okay, till next time.